We purposely perform as Simple Sean, and we reluctantly react as Tinfoil Hat Time. Um, this is simulation, whatever, whatever. I realize that this is a long form. I wrote the other day a long form Shark Tank pitch for what I'm selling in the third place. So um, since I'm not aware of anything like it, the only way to explain it is to show it. Um, and the third place is what is a company that offers the like sounds like fucking yeah. Every serial killer movie starts with a utopian thing, but it's not utopian. But the problem with society is value. Like we don't have that value exchange. And I was thinking of like stories of how value is yeah. These are the things that sound better in my head and when I say them out loud. Uh, uh, doesn't work so good. Um, so this is my hypothesis is that we are confused about the whole action reaction um, qualities in nature, where we say equal but opposite reaction, um, but it's not. It's only equal from the point of the system, and that's fucking talk gibberish again. Um, like if you punch me in the shoulder and then I blow up your house, like that is the equal and opposite reaction of that particular interaction. Maybe not that type of interaction as a whole. Um, and the goal is to find uh, where's the appropriate level of response to maintain overall equilibrium. Like if I blow up your house because you punched me in the shoulder, then there's like a whole shock reaction to the thing where it it there's like an investigation, fire trucks, there's a bunch of we call it chaos, but it's not chaos. Like there's specific responses for different actions, but there's so many of them that we don't fully understand what they are. So there's more energy, more movement involved in that one than if I were to just not do anything. Um, but not doing anything goes the other direction where there's no corrective action towards not doing it again. So what is the and there's the likelihood that it becomes uh, a norm, I guess. Like it used to be normal to like look somebody in the face and say hello to them, but somewhere along the line somebody didn't do it and there was no corrective action. Um, so now if you say hi to somebody on the street, it's like um, people look at you like you're fucking crazy most of the time, or they're like super awkward and just like a deer in a headlight look, and they don't know what to do. And so I do that all the time, also. Where you just like don't know, like you know how to respond, you just don't know how to respond. Like you stumble over everything, um, and it's a subtle thing, but like when I get, they say politeness, I don't like it's a weird word, but like acknowledging acknowledgement. We're not. Mm, jump the shark real fast. As you, yeah, as the title of this said, this is verbal diarrhea. So this is basically what I do uh, when I'm unsupervised. Is I rattle off random things and decode it in my brain and solve problems that don't exist. And like the problem that I've like, there's a rule in my brain, and I enforce it with my people that and it you cannot. This is what got us into this situation. Is I've in all of the conversations I've had in my head and with people, I've come up with a rule that if you can't complain about something more than 3 times without coming up with a solution. Like, I feel like when you're become aware of a specific action and it requires uh, a reaction, especially of an opposite reaction, um, there's usually some undulation or volving that happens. Like you can't go 50 miles an hour and then expect to make a hairpin turn in a car. Like either if you're going to try to do that, there's going to be some shit that goes down. You're probably going to crash into a wall, wreck the car. Then you're going to have to rebuild the car, and then you're going to have to like learn how to walk again and learn how to feed yourself and take care of yourself so then you can get back in the car that you paid to fix and did all the time to work on that, and then you get on the road and drive so that hairpin at 50 miles an hour takes you 50 times longer than if you just slowed down first and weren't going so fast to begin with. That's a weird thing. Um, but I guess what I'm saying is like you don't rarely do you want an opposite reaction because it's like the ping pong ball. It's like doo doo. It's right in this moment here where you stop. You're going super fast. You have to stop, and the only thing that stops is the finger, right? Like if you think about it as all as the little China dolls, like the entire system is going to be okay with that because it's within the means, but everything inside of that system is going to keep going and ends up spiking into the wall or through the wall, and some things get left behind when that action is when those equal and opposite reactions take like a breakup or whatever. It's weird explaining things that you understand so you could have a conversation. Like that's what this is. This is wild. Yeah, this is wild. So you can't complain about something more than 3 times without having a solution. Then on the fourth time, um, whoever's listening has it's now their decision on whether or not they want to have a response to it or not, right? Like the not saying hello on the sidewalk. If somebody had said hello and then you didn't say hello back and they said hello again and you didn't say hello back and then they just got into your face and was like, "Hello." You'd probably respond the next time somebody said hello. Like, is that aggressive? Uh, Probably, but like, it, you could have just said hello and avoided the whole situation. And that's where the interesting part of that's what the um that's what that's what the purpose of life is and that's what consciousness is for is what are you willing to sacrifice? It's like what are you willing to kill so you can live the experience you want to. And like it's saying hello worth is not getting yelled at, having somebody yell hello in the face worth just saying hello when somebody says hello to you. And if is somebody not saying hello to you worth getting into their face and yelling hello into their face? Like there's that. That's where value sits. Is like where is it? What what gentle pressure? What where's that threshold? And it may not be this. Like that's the thing is like we're trying. We've gotten to the point where we're in that minutia and we're trying to make blanket statements with everything, and it's not. Value isn't like that. You can't get that specific. um, I mean, you can for the value, but you can't expect to include everybody. So like when you get into an economy with money, you easily lose touch with what the value of something is. And like I'm just gonna like the reason why this is a problem for me is because like I feel like I'm like I don't want to work for somebody. I want to work with somebody, and I have crazy ideas like this, so very few people want to work with me, and I understand that. Um, I understand that I'm a lot. I understand that I say crazy shit, and like I definitely suffer from like being simply stupid. Um, which is where Simple Sean comes from. Keep it simple, stupid. Like I understand that I'm a stupid, so like I've elevated to being an individual stupid as a part of the whole group of stupid. And as my dad says, you can't fix stupid, and I don't think you're supposed to fix stupid because stupid is like if you ever watched One Piece, stupid is the Luffy monkey, whatever his name is. Like he didn't you know where you're going, and as long as you're going that direction, there's nothing else to worry about. And the only thing that you worry about are the things that are keeping you from that direction. And and being who you are as a person, um, is the only way that you can continue to move in the most direct path. I don't like that word because like it's three-dimensional, so I don't know. Like path seems flat, but it's whatever that is. By making yourself true to who you are, which makes you the um, smallest number, I guess. And that's what you're trying to do is to be a zero, to know everything, be aware of all of the things that you're aware of and all of the things you're not aware of. But that's what a zero is, I think. And then a one is like chaos. One is all of the things that you're not aware of. So that's the crazy part about it. Like one is pi to the biggest, the infinity, and zero is pi um, to the next zero down to the next area that you know everything about. Then yeah, that doesn't make any sense unless you like, I don't know. I see, like I wrote the math thing. I did create new math. I've created new math. Created new math. Like that's how many times I've been like, this is the problem. What are you doing? Complaining about something for the third time and then getting to the point to myself. I don't even think this is with anybody else coming into my mind. Say, have you done any steps to achieve your plan? Right. So there is no. I tried to exploit the system. Right. I created a system and tried to exploit it, which is a fucking wild idea. Um, it um, it didn't have to be achievable. The the idea, like the idea could be anything. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to be achievable. Um, so like that was where I came up with the like, oh well, we just have a. I came up with the solution, which was like some wild idea where we just fix society. We'll just fucking we could do it better, and then fucking how could you do it better? And like this is fucking where we got to. It's it's a thing. Um, so yeah. Um, so yeah, that was we've had a lot of those conversations where it's like, what have you done towards? I don't even know like how, like where else. Like it started with just make a better society. So in a bunch of conversations, like the value exchange is is the is the issue, and the value exchange is the equal and opposite reaction of a transaction, right? Like that's what that's what economy is for. That's what money is to achieve. It's like what is it? Um, like what is a car worth? Uh, for me, like I'm never going to pay more than probably there's a dollar amount that nobody's gonna like my person. She won't spend more than $35,000 on a car. Doesn't matter what the car is. Like, is it a Ferrari? I don't even know if it's like there. It's just the top threshold for her. Like that's the a value of a car doesn't exceed $35,000 or whatever that is. But there's cars out there that are significantly more. So even though some random like the MSRP is this dollar amount, like her threshold is another dollar amount. And like I think we've lost touch with what that threshold is, first of all, because we're just nobody understands what a dollar is worth anymore. Um, I think that's where we've lost touch with things. And there's so many other factors, there's so many other things, and that's how the free market should and should work, but we've lost touch with the reality of what a dollar is worth. We don't know like how do I say this? We don't know how much we know that like having a house and eating and being clothed is very important to survival and is a lot is like should be for the people that want it. It should be easily achievable based on a known input, um, for lack of a better term. Like if I work like the statement, if you work 40 hours a week, you should be able to um, pay your rent, do A, B, C, or D, right? Um, if I have an action, there should the equal and opposite reaction should be this, right? Like if I work X number of hours, I should be able to, I shouldn't have to worry. I should have housing, food, and whatever that is, like just living expenses taken care of. Like I don't think that that's uh, a a unreasonable request. Um, Understanding that this is what you need to. If you meet X, you get all of these things, but if you don't get them, and the don't get them is immediate. Like there's a threshold of 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 meeting that expectation. Um, and it's way harder to do this out loud. um, and that's where the idea of making the house the way that I'm making the house is that we should have there's a way to organize uh, housing where and an ecosystem based on just time exchange uh, where you would be able to like live a satisfactory cookie cutter life. Like you're not if the housing is going to be provided by the business, then the business needs it's just business to make it profitable, right? Like, is there a way to make a house and and like a plot of land profitable? Um, and I think sometimes we forget that profitable sometimes can mean just less not profitable, which um, which is which is a thing also. So like if we're providing this service, which is room and board and whatever, we're going to make the room and board specifically um, for profit. I mean, we're going to turn it into something that's going to generate. We're going to basically turn it into battery generators and water conservatories, right? And then they make each individual property have the abundance trickle down, right? Like if you're looking at the way that you set it up, the outside of it is going to be the individual uh, properties. So each individual house will have two bedrooms in it. Each bedroom is available for one system, so that's either going to be a couple or two individuals, and then you get to it's a sociological thing because you can either choose your person that you room with, thus like pairing off and building your own little support system, or you don't care and you're randomly paired up with someone, kind of like your college dorm, and then um, and then there'll be little opportunities for people that just want to like have a room and live close to whatever's going on. So like I put a lot of thought into that. It's so fucking crazy, man. Um, and if you're able to do that, like if you're able to build that house, like what is the real cost of the house? Like how much is it gonna like it obviously it obviously cost a a business money to build buildings for shit to happen in. Um, I don't know how much do you put into that of the cost, and like I've I've come up with cost of 4 hours seems appropriate. Um, the days the days divided up into three three places, right? There's the recovery and you place. There is the your inner circle, so like you and your wife or you and your family, that you and the other important systems that you have. So that's your second level of the input that's um, going in. That group is that amount of energy. mm, I don't know what it is, but it's less. So the circles are getting smaller. Whatever the measurement that we're measuring, whatever is important in this situation, I don't know what the title of it is. Um, Society, like the atmosphere is the me, and then the me and you, and then or the me and us, me and us, is influence. The value is influence. A value. There you go. So this is all the influence. The thing that has the most influence on you is some combination of you, the person that you are, you and the you and your other systems. Like you have 3 to 5. Like you and your girlfriend, you and your softball team. Like you and like there's different you and things, and how much that's a the second level, and then you have the third place, which is like all of the things that those things that you have. So do you have a lot of things? So you have that's basically how that's what yeah, I don't want to get into the God thing, but yeah, that's how God works. That's the math behind God. Is like some people um have one, two, or three systems that are in that second level. So it's very the information and the rules and like the zeros and ones, the levels of zeros and ones is very short because there's only like, are you, is it X, Y, or Z? No, then it doesn't matter. Or is it X, Y, or Z? No, then it matters totally. And what does it matter? Like, and if it is X, Y, or Z, here's the specific parameters that we're gonna go by, and like you can, I don't know. Like I know that it sounds stupid, but like we wrote a song that says it sounds crazy, but it might be true. And like all of this shit sounds super fucking crazy, but like it might be true. Um, um, just because I'm a moron and don't know the right words to use doesn't mean like I feel like words have gotten in the way of many intelligent conversations. And like I think it would be I think it would be interesting to make a new language. Like keep the languages that we have now. Like this is they're the artistic languages. This is where you get um and I think it's time that we do this, but it doesn't like sounds and I don't even know where to start with that one and really don't like words that much, so it's just like not something I'm ever gonna like if it was available I'd try it, but I wouldn't I'm like that's about as far as my desire to execute this is. Um, but like invent a new language where it is that A or B. Like there's no more like they were doing I think was it 1984 they were setting this up and it sounds bad and I get where it sounds bad, but like this is we need to have a way to communicate, right? We need to have a way to say something and not have the double entendres or like the you can interpret this in a different way. We need to kind of reset language to have that availability. Like you're not we're not going to get rid of out in sensationalism or news and reporting and until we have an alternative to consume that, and what is the better way to consume that is to reset and literally like the one of the things like this like when you're doing nothing it doesn't mean that you're not going anywhere, right? Like I in some perverted sort of way like enjoy this because there is a non insignificant part of me that wants to try this idea and see what happens. Like I want a shot in the ring, if for lack of a better term. Like I don't want to um I'm not under like there's nothing's ever happened. Nobody's ever done something on their own. So it's like this is definitely a project that it's a with me project. Like I don't have any of the means in which to achieve any of these goals. And I just the mad scientist that doesn't even care about the credit. I just want to see if it works. Like I'm not trying to fly the whale to Seattle because I'm looking for praise. I'm flying it because it needs to be done and I want to see if I can do it. Like there's tons of people out there that don't care about any of the bullshit that you care about. There's tons of people out there that doesn't care if they work 14-hour days in a kitchen or 14-hour days um, making cloth or 14-hour days like doing these shitty jobs that you think suck. Like there are people out there that are so obsessed, so passionate, so I don't know. I, like we think that it's a bad thing, but they're OCD about certain things. But like they want to make this perfect shirt, so they're gonna go out and pick the cotton and spin the whatever they fucking do with it to make it into fucking fabric, and then make the fabric and cut the fabric and make like there are people out there that would take that level of care in making something and producing it. Um, if they had the opportunity, um, and some of them would do minimum value exchange for society just so they had their basic needs taken care of and would live a basic life if they had the opportunity to like do that. And I guess I don't know. I never think that I'm explaining that. Like I don't like in my mind what I'm saying is not nearly big enough, but it's also not as simple as it should be. Like it's what I'm saying is not difficultly achieved. It's just we're we need to allow some things to settle, to combine and eject off, or combine so that we're aware of it so that we can make it a part of the system. Like it it's it's the outer ring of the mandible set. If you look at the little curly line things, that like all of those things either are connected or they jet off, and they follow everything follows that same fractal pattern going down. And we're constantly having those things that are on the edges that we need to either they kind of just let them burn themselves out, for lack of a better term, like at the appropriate level though. Like what is the like everything should have the opportunity to exist in the light so we can either eliminate it, or put it or leave it in the dark. Like um, and like if it's left in the dark, it's not a part of you. It's a one. It's part of like you're aware that it exists, but it's not like I use the analogy of racism. Like I'm or or like any social cause. Like I'm aware that those things are possible, right? Like I'm aware that it is possible um, for like somebody to hate somebody for the color of their skin. Like I definitely believe that is possible. Um, I may have even encountered it from time to time, but it's like it's not a part of my system. Like I don't like it'll run into my system, so I'm aware of it. Like I can see it coming. It's kind of like think of it like an asteroid coming around like a surface of the sun, right? Like it's like none of us have ever seen an asteroid, or most of us have never seen an asteroid, I guess. I don't think any of us that have seen it. We've created a series of tools that will allow us to get information that we're interpreting as being this thing. And I'm not saying that it's not, but like How many times have you seen something in a microphone and it been or not a microphone, a microscope? How many times have you seen like have they seen something in a microscope and like labeled it one thing and it be something else, right? Like we act like that's not possible going the other direction because why? Like why is it only possible to be wrong when you look closer at something and not further away? So if you take that approach to it, like there's a non-zero chance that like these asteroids may not do all of the things that we think that they do. Um, I don't know. Like it's a weird thing when you think I don't think that they're wrong. Like if you're asking me to the way in which we should act if we knew of one of these things coming to have impact on us, I would prepare for them to like do damage. But there's a non-zero chance that like maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know how to like. Maybe they always get kind of like binged off gently. Like it's all. It looks like they're gonna like their trajectory is looking like it's going to impact the planet, but like maybe it's not. It's just using. It's trying to get in line with the planet and just use it as a. And every time that an asteroid is actually impacted, it was somebody made. There was some other thing that occurred, like uh, somewhere over on the other side of the galaxy or whatever. Uh, One of the planets they missed their spinning of the ball on your finger. You gotta like tap it on the side, and that's what like they use is different planets, and they missed or like there is like friction is a thing. Things break down. Like it's just an anomaly. Like something else happened, and like we call it chaos, but like there's a reason for it. We may not like the reason, but there's a reason for it. Um, and just because you don't like it doesn't make it not true. um, but I'm fucking. I really went off in left field on that one. I was thinking about something like it's very interesting. Like, well, one of the value things that I was thinking of was, and this is not a slanderous statement. It's just like trying to create an analogy that wouldn't like we don't know the answer to, but we think we know the answer to, um, and like how it works. Like if we woke up tomorrow morning, would anybody be surprised if you saw Pat McAfee had been arrested for possession of like marijuana or marijuana like substances or any of that? Like would you like honestly would that be shocking? I mean, you'd be like, "Oh fuck, I didn't realize people got arrested for that." Like I believe that would be your reaction. But if we believe that people got arrested for that, like, we wouldn't be surprised if the most famous person to get caught for that was like Pat McAfee or Snoop Dogg or whatever. So like those are the people you're thinking like, yeah, these guys are gonna get caught. But then if you actually think about it, like those people are so open about it. They are so I don't know if I want to say the word in tune, but I'm gonna say the word in tune with the ecosystem, the system. It doesn't have to be eco, the system of consuming marijuana. They probably know all of like the little loopholes and laws and flows of everything. So like if they got caught, I wouldn't be shocked that they got caught, but I would be shocked as to what the reason. Like it's hard to explain. Like I would be like those people are probably have all like they know what not to do, and they're doing it to the point at which like they know if they have something on them that they are supposed to, or there's a way in which they can. Um, so it's like what did they miss so I don't miss that type of situation. And I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, but like that's the effect that you have on being honest about things. If you're open and honest about things um, that you're doing, the people that have a rule against it can clearly tell you what the rule against it is, right? So you clearly know what the equal and opposite reaction is for certain people, right? And then if you know what the equal and opposite reaction is, you can assess, well, is it worth it for me to uh, pursue this, right? Like, is it worth me for me to do whatever it is that I'm going to do if I know what the reaction is? And this sounds like a lecture that I've heard somewhere. Like somebody said it out loud in an area that I've been in. Like most of this is like that. This entire fucking nonsense is just regurgitation of other people's nonsense. Fucking verbal diarrhea and fucking value bukkake. Definitely a thing. Like, make sense of my vomit. What did you eat for breakfast? That's what this is. It's just the shit that if this works that they're going to come back to and cancel me for. Like that's the other part that I envision in my mind is wild. Is like you realize that doing this, you're having faith that in the people, in God, right? Like because nothing happens unless God wants it to. And the only people that determine whether this idea is a good idea is people on the other end of the internet and then them reacting with something like that's how God works. It's that back and forth until you yourself come up with the yes or no, right? Like that's how that's how God works. It's how choice works. It's how equilibrium works. And like not every situation has to be black and white. Like there's most things are just fucking general things because you can only be you can probably only be truly for or against or 0 or 1 of something about 3%. I think it's probably 3% seems to be like a derivative of 3. That's where pi is a pi. You can only do it for pi. And I think in your system you can have 3 pi's because that's how you get there. 3, 6, and 9 are basically like between 2 and 4, between 5 and 7, and between 8 and a new system. You have a pi. Like there's a full system. Boom. There's a line at which it is everything is either on one side of it or on the other side of it. And I think you can only have 3 of those. You can only have 3 lines. That's where you get the X, Y, and Z axis. Boom, boom, boom. And then everything falls somewhere in that cube. Or yeah, that space. And like what happens is like the axes are different. So like it may be here, and then you have to figure out how the axes line up. And sometimes like it puts things in different areas of the reaction block because wherever it falls in this square in accordance with the 3 lines of the system above the system. So like your inner circle has those they have 3 lines that you can't cross. So it's like where does it fit inside of those 3 lines is like how you get the reaction. And the residual part of it, the God part of it is like the the 3 lines of the 3 lines that you gave that. And then that's how a fractal works. I don't know. Like seems so simple. Seems so simple. And I genuinely believe that like creating a you look around like I live I'm living this. I'm an example of how this works. Like I used to work, I still work. Um, I don't work. I drive for Uber try to drive for Uber 4 hours in the morning, and used to work out just fine. Uh, made like 50 to 75 bucks a day, which is really all I needed. Um, and I do like 6 7 days a week. I might take 1 to 3 days off a month, unless I go away on vacation. Like I do it pretty regularly. Um, and I I would pay the person that I'm staying with. It would give me enough money to like pay the person I'm staying with a little bit of money and take care of all of the bills that I had. It's very very cheap. Um, and on top of paying the person that I'm staying with money, I would do things around the house and make cookie cutters for. Like that's how I've negotiated uh, me having food, shelter, and 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 like the basic necessities of life, right? Like I don't like I have a, like what is the basic necessities of life? And like what do we really need to be satisfied? Like it's not like when I say this out loud, people are like, oh, this is like living in a dungeon. Like no, like what if we were trying to make a what if you were trying to how would you make housing that people wouldn't like be able to describe as how do you make the housing where they're taking advantage of us, right? Like what is like for for a consumer, homeowner, or renter, like what is it outside of rent? Like what makes if rent is all the same, there's the better. Like if rent is all the same, which is rent is 4 hours of work a day. If rent is all the same, what would make my apartment, my houses, um, the one somebody would want to live in, or would yeah, the one what would make it so everybody would be okay with it. But you also have to fit into the parameters of like everything needs to happen. We need that pair. What's the two zeros, like the two systems need to come together and create another a zero of themselves, so everything else is so the one gets a little bit smaller. I don't know, but you need to create that either combination or rejection of people. Like if you put them together and they're like nope, then they're gonna like this is what you have available. Your problem is like solving the problems that you see happening. Like if that's the way we're going to do it, we have to offer a solution for it because it's obviously going to be a problem for some. So like if after 1 month, 28 days or whatever, um, you don't, you can't live with the person, like you can apply, find another open housing, and it's and you're fine with it, right? Like you have the option to do that. After 28 days, like there should be a process for you to like find to get out of the house anyway. And you can do that once every 18 months. Um, like after that, it becomes yeah, you can move like once every 18 months without a like where like moving would be taken care of, right? Like we understand that we're gonna need people to move at some point because we're maintaining houses, right? Like it's our job to if we're owning the house as the company, it means that the company is responsible for maintenance and upkeep. So when we do that, we're going to be requiring people at some point, no matter what, to move out. Um, and what would the process be for us to do that to them? Um, and like, should we be able, like, what is, like, I think you should, like, have a process in place where you can get it done in one monthly cycle. So it would be, you would do it on a zero month, and then you would get one full system, and then it would be done before the upcoming zero month. So it would be what, 28 and 27 is 55 days. Is that right? Yeah, 55 days, 5 5. That's super interesting. Um, I guess two fives are mirrors of each other. Get them together, you have two complete systems, God and the whole thing. So it's super confusing if you don't know what you're looking at. But if you do, then you can, like, way off into wild areas. Um, yeah, it was weird. 55. That's super weird. It's. I don't think it's a pattern, but like, what if it is a pattern? Like, the math is a language, but I mean, I think we've gotten to the point in math where if it was a language, where we've gotten into the, like, individual dots of the ink from the printer, uh, of the words that were written by the person that read them from the person who read them from the person who wrote them, who got the information from the person that talked to the person that saw the person in a concert. Like, that's how far removed we are from, like, the actual experiences, like, in science. Like, we're not even just observing it from the stage. We're, like, so far into the weeds where I think we need to get back to, like, the simpleness of it. Like, there's the explanation is in the simple, like, of the is or is isn't, not is it if X, Y, and Z. Like, it's, if you're a 55-year-old male and you smoke 30 years, you should do this. Like, that's, it's too specific. Specific. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, it's too specific to solve a problem, but not specific enough to be specific. Like, it's, like, we've gotten into that point where it's like too specific to matter, but specific enough that, like, people care. And that's the problem, is that people have, the problem is that I'm doing right now. People have the ability to do this, and if you do it better than other people, like, if you follow, if you say something enough that makes the algorithm go, ooh, enough, loud enough or consistent enough, like, people listen, and that's wild. And, like, it's weird. Like, that's the weird thing about doing this, is like, nobody should listen to this, but, like, I want people to listen to this. It's a wild conundrum of, like, I'm doing this to show you how absurd the lifestyle could be, because if I'm able to create that lifestyle, then I'm able to do other things. Like, I don't, like, the momentum is real, and, like, that's where the water thing comes in, is like, I'm trying to show that you sometimes, to get momentum to go, you have to build the sprocket first. Like, you got to build something for the momentum to occur on. Like, you have to build the one. to, like, you have to create a problem. Like, that's the weirdest shit about, um, that is the weirdest shit about the experience. Like, the experience, the simulation is like, if you don't see an opposite reaction, sometimes you need to create one. That is why the only two emotions are anticipation and disappointment, because you're either creating a problem and thinking that you know how it, the solution, what reaction the solution would make, which is why assumptions are, you make an ass of you and me, and they're usually wrong, in some capacity, um, or they're wrong a fair bit of the time because they have to be, because you didn't, assumption is not knowing the complete system. So you're just like, you see this as an opportunity, and you know it could be X or Y, and you don't know, you've never seen this person do X or Y, or if you've seen X or Y happen, you just guess that, it's going to be X and move down that path, based on what you've seen. But if the reaction isn't what you expect, then you have to go back and look at all of your assumptions. So if you stop making assumptions sooner, then you would avoid catastrophic failure later. Because as you move further away, the failures become like the inverse of the curve. Like, it's going down in the capacity of, like, it's weird. Like, the pressure that it has in the system is relatively low. So as long as all of the things that it has pressure on are aware of it, the disappearance or the expansion of it isn't going to have a very large effect. But if it were to disappear and the things around it weren't aware of it, that void that void would cause a quick a hole that needs to be closed quickly. And that's what a black, I mean, that's what a fucking black hole is. That's, you're fucking describing a black hole. It's not what it, but like, that's how society works too, right? Like, it's, if a person is, if you're not aware that of what that person does, or that person exists and they go away, you may not be aware of it right away, but when you are aware of it, there's that vacuum there, that all of your time, all of your energy, all of your effort, all of your stress, all of your anticipation, all of your disappointment, all gets put into this circle because you weren't aware of that person, right? Like, or that action, or what that reaction was. And that's what a black hole is. And until you're able to control your anticipation and your disappointment, it is always going to be sucking your time and your energy. Isn't that a wild? That's such a wild. Those are your three axes, right? Your existence, your experience, and time. What is it? The gravity, and they call it gravity. In space, they call it gravity, space, and time. But like, gravity is your existence. Like, that is what is real, um, to the system above the system. Like, what is real beyond whatever system that I'm in. Like, what is real, um, to all of the things that, what is real to nature, what is real to time, to what is real to time, what is real to the experience, what is real to the simulation, right? Those are that is like the premise of what we're operating is, what is real to that. And then if you become completely aware of that, then you can be aware of what isn't real, and then create create a problem where then you need to make assumptions, and that's where you branch out, and that's where you get spaceships. I think it's weird that Elon Musk says there are no aliens, but is trying to go to Mars. So like if and I mean I guess I don't know, maybe I misheard him, but like to not believe in aliens but believe that like I can see, I don't know, man. That's weird. It's just a weird concept that you're like, no, they couldn't be here, but I can go to Mars and inhabit Mars. And I get like people would have to go the same path, but you're still assuming that like you're an early adopter. Like that's the wild part of the whole endeavor. Yeah, totally. Like the all right, that's an hour. All right, I did my part. I hope tomorrow I want to draw, but I feel like I'm gonna ramble again. Um, as always, if you ever listen, there is no action without reaction. React with purpose. React promptly, and if possible, react politely. If we all took care of ourselves, everyone will be taken care of. And if you don't like what you're seeing, look somewhere else.